What do you feel like the trends that are coming for 2025? Like, what do you feel like we're going to see that's going to be trend forward for 2025?
I think that's a good question. I think in the past couple years, we've seen a real emphasis on neutral color palettes. Still some textures, some patterns involved, but a very neutral color palette. Creams, browns, simple. I think in 2025 and beyond, we're going to see pops of color. We're going to see the color turning up. Moody interiors, I think, is really coming to play. I think people want to add personalization to what they have, that maybe that neutral color palette. They want to add something special. And so you're going to see wallpaper. We're already seeing wallpaper, but I think people are just going to push the envelope a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so I'm expecting a lot more color.
I think people are warming up more to wallpaper now too. Because I think in the past we all were like, oh, that's grandma's house, or like, now I want to put wallpaper everywhere. And
me too.
I've been so scared to commit to it.
Right. Yeah. So. But I think people are going to take that step and they're going to start committing to it because we want something special involved. So
that's fine.
Definitely that. This is going to be a little taboo of what I'm about to say, but I think we're going to see more gray. And I know that face. No. Dun, dun, dun. Focus on that face. I know a lot of people are like, how could you say that? Because 2010 like burned us completely, builder grade gray, right? But I think we're going to see it in a completely different way. We're not going to see it plastered on the floors, like the walls.
Gray,
it's not going to be grayscale everywhere. But I think this warm taupey gray mixed with like a warm brown, like a walnut brown, kind of like this background. Honestly, are you guys trendy or what?
I picked it. So.
But that like the warm taupey grays with the browns, like it's going to come into play.
But they're just neutralizing gray. It's not like sterile gray.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's definitely going to stay and become more a popular thing. And then this is also kind of controversial what I'm about to say, but vintage, like, everybody is seeing vintage, but I think in 2025 and beyond, we're going to see a little bit more of a balance because I think this last year, people are getting into like thrifting and vintaging. I'm all for it. I love it. But I think like it's a little too much sometimes. Like it could go grandma real fast.
Yeah.
Right. Like a pleated lampshade with the mallard duck landscape photo, vintage books, and like a roll desk, like put it all together. It's too much. So I think finding the balance between like very modern things with a vintage find here or there is going to be key.
Like we're sprinkling it
in.
Okay. Yeah. I love it.
But don't throw up on it.
Well, in Northern Virginia, we have a lot of colonial homes. And I think that those go very traditional, which can kind of pull vintage things in. And so I've been trying to lean into that with my home because I do love more of a cleaner line McGee and Company style. But I feel like you can blend.
Totally.
But if you have to do it right. And that's why that's where you come in and... Christina, help me.
Yeah. Is this too much? Is this not enough? Yeah, it's definitely a balance. And especially finding those beautiful vintage pieces. Like if people like thrifting or they've gotten something from their grandma, like a family heirloom, I definitely want to highlight that. I'm not trying to get rid of it, but it's pairing it with maybe a more modern cabinet. It's pairing it with maybe a more modern art piece. Like there's got to be a balance there to make it feel fresh and new and clean.
I love that.